What's going on, vinyl community? It's Wes here from psychrocklive, and I'm so glad to be back with another video. Just want to start things off with a little more, talk about the contest. People are still entering stuff, so whenever it slows down or I reach 150, whatever, I'm going to go ahead and stop it. I'll make an announcement when you have like a week, because I don't want to just cut it off if people are, planning on making it. And then we'll do some polling names. I might even do the polling names live, but I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I'm really excited. Thank you all for entering. Go ahead and keep entering if you'd like. I can't wait to give this record away. So today in this video, I'm actually going to be hopping on my first vinyl community thread. It's a little guy named Gav's Music Trip. I'll link him in the description. Awesome video. Guy lives in the UK. He entered my contest even though he won't be able to win because he's not in the US. But it's an awesome channel. Go sub him. He does great stuff. He started this thread. And I love live albums, I feel like most of us do, because it kind of captures something different. So I have a nice big pile here, and just real quick, I'm going to fly through them and show you guys some of my favorite live albums in my collection. Now, I didn't have too much time to pull from the collection. Some of these videos are hard because I got to think and I got to find it and then I got to get it out. I'm like, oh, do I want to show this, that, the other thing? So I just grabbed a bunch, and I'm just going to go through them real fast. But anyway, let's start off. First one here, Genesis 3 Sides Live. This is a beauty. I got this really nice copy. This isn't really an expensive record, but it's really sweet, and the production is amazing. This is like Phil Collins era of Genesis. I also love Genesis Live, but I thought I'd pick something a little bit different for this one. Just the production on this album is just phenomenal. If you don't have a copy, I recommend going and grabbing one because it's so good. Next one is David Live. This is maybe the first Bowie live released in order. I believe it came out around 1975, 1974. I really dig this. This has stuff from like Diamond Dogs, Ziggy Stardust, all that good stuff. Hunky Dory. I think it's a phenomenal album. I got it for $3. This is just a recycled sleeve, but this one's right. It was a $3 record, which is a killer find. It's in great shape. I really would like to have the Cracked Actor live album that just got released. I'll post a picture there. I think it might have been an RSD, but it's on Spotify, and man, that's a really, really good set. But this is almost the same thing. So I was like, wow, I gotta include it. It's so good. Next one I've talked about this on this channel once. It's ACDC Live. This came out in I believe 90s or something. This is a reissue. I believe mine is a Europe press. It's a nice gatefold. This is the collector's edition. 2-record set. There's a CD, which is like the highlights, but I think all the records are the 2 LPs. If you just look at it, I mean, it's a real beauty. And I think it's a killer live album. They have a lot of, different songs from their career. But one thing I will say is that this press sounds terrible. I mean, it's super, super flat and just has no bass. I could understand that, pressing live ACDC. This is a super loud album, especially on CD. I get that could be a little challenging because they're so loud. But I have, If You Want Blood, that live album, along with, I have a ton of ACDC, almost their whole discography. I actually might have most of their discography now. Maybe not some of the later stuff, but this just sounds real subpar. And this is one of those albums you got to crank the bass and treble up to get the real feel of AC/DC. But it's nice to have. I got it for like $30 for a 2LP. Has nice printed inner sleeves, heavyweight vinyl. So I think it's worth a buy just to have. But not the greatest. This next one is maybe one of my favorite records of all time. Tramp Paris. This was bought at a record store, and then they bought it from Goodwill. It's a little chewed, but let me see if I can pull it out. The records are in beautiful shape. I've played this record so many freaking times. The first disc just blows me away every time. I absolutely love this live album. Great production. Supertramp sounds fantastic live. Has a ton of stuff from their entire discography. you can't go wrong with this. If you haven't heard this, it's just such a good experience. I'll never forget the first time I put this on the turntable, right when I was getting into Tramp, and this was the push that made me love basically everything they ever did, because this is just so killer. Next up, on the same token, this is another one of my absolute favorite live albums. I just got this. This says $5. I think it was about that, but this isn't the sleeve that it came with. It actually did not come with a sleeve. It's a 3 LP, Wings Over America. I actually sent one of these out to my friend Oddbox Topper on YouTube. He's an awesome guy, awesome channel. I sent him a little VCLT. I don't know if anybody watches his videos, but check him out. And he had it, so he sent it to a friend. But I've had a zillion copies of these, and I kind of found my like final white whale. I mean, the spine's in great shape. The gatefold's perfect. The records are near mint. I think the third disc might not even be played. But this is awesome. I really, really want to find, even if it's in a beater copy, I have to buy one more copy, whatever. I really want to find the poster for it, so I have this whole thing. But this is just so good. There's so much shredding. The first disc, I'll read you a line up here. The side one: Venus Mars Rock Show, That Fade In, Jet, Let Me Roll It, Spirits of Ancient Egypt, Medicine Jar. Medicine Jar, wicked solo on this live album. It's just a totally different soundstage when Wings is live, and I cannot say enough good about this album. Absolute favorite of mine. Next one, killer, jamming, ripping, shredding, 30 Seconds Over Winterland. I paid a little too much for this record. I was young getting into psych, and I thought all psych was pretty expensive, but it is an immaculate copy. I think I paid like $15 for it, which is, in my book, probably too much because I've seen it for like $8 since. But it is a really nice copy. It's weird when like live albums are like a single LP like this. It's kind of nice. It's kind of just real easy to listen to. But there's definitely some jamming. The Feel So Good on this album, right after Have You Seen the Saucers, is mind-blowing. It is 11 minutes, 10 seconds. You cannot go wrong. This is a psych essential in my book. I know I've talked about it before on my channel, but just reiterating that this is an absolute psych essential. If you have one record by Jefferson Airplane, it's going to be this or probably Surrealistic, but I think this just does it. And they don't really play, this is totally like their later stuff, because they don't really play any of those early tunes, and this is just a totally, this came out in the 70s. Killer live album. Next one, I'm sure many of you can agree with this, and if you hop on this thread, you might pick it. Band of Gypsies. What can I say? Buddy Miles, Jimi Hendrix. This is so good. Some people don't really like the first track on this. It's kind of controversial because there's that whole, voice jamming thing. But that never turned me off. I think this is just awesome. Iconic cover. I got this as a pretty cheap copy. There's a little bit of ring wear, but it's a great vinyl, and to have this is just phenomenal. I have pretty much all of the big Hendrix albums. The last one I need is Rainbow Bridge, but in terms of big releases, I have all of them. But this is just great. Pick this up if you haven't. It's just such a beauty, and just such a killer live album. Just absolute shredding. Next one I have is a little person here I have not talked about much on this channel. Frank Zappa. I love Zappa as much as the next guy. I'm not one of those huge Zappa guys, but I super dig Zappa. This is a 2 LP live album, Roxy and Elsewhere. I want to get Zappa in New York. Discreet. This is the label on this one. Pretty nice copy. I got it for like $10. Like I said, ringwear. One thing I did learn from this contest is that people in the vinyl community really dislike ringwear. It doesn't really bother me at all. I'm worried about the record. I'm not going to play the cover. I'm a young collector, and I get most of my records that are the damaged cover and then clean record. And that's how I get cheap records, because I have my whole life to upgrade copies. But I want to listen to the records, and if I can save a little bit of money not buying the VG near mint disc, great, or like double VG even, not too bad, you know, but if I can get like a VG cover, even if it has some ring wear, I'm in good shape. But yeah, this is a killer live album. Some people like Zappa, some people are in the middle of the road, some people love Zappa. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. I have quite a few albums. I actually haven't posted it on this channel, or maybe I did once, but I'm lucky enough to have a first press of Freak Out, one of my total grails. I'm actually going to make a grail video coming up, just because I want to show off some of the records, but I hate flexing. I don't like showing my most expensive stuff because I don't want to deter anyone into thinking that, you know, I'm some stuck-up vinyl collector, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to have some beaters. That's why I'm doing the whole contest. But anyway, fantastic live album. I believe this is the last one I have in my pile. It is. How can you talk about live albums without a little bit of Grateful Dead? I just picked Europe 72. Yeah, this is a 3LP. It's definitely seen some action. It's like a double circle because of ring wear. It's hard to find these without ring wear because there's so much vinyl in it. But this is great. You could pick Live Dead. You could pick so many Dead releases. I have some bootleg Skull and Roses. I mean, you could pick so many. I was just recently gifted a nice copy of Dead Set by a little vinyl community member. But I'm not going to go too much into detail because I'm going to make a whole VCLT video. A lot of you have been kind enough to send me records in the mail, and I can't believe the gratitude. But I'm going to make a whole video about that. But anyway, Europe 72, killer. Not that hard to find. I've seen it. I paid $10. This is marked as a VG. The record store that I go to grades records for you, and they kind of round it, you know. But fantastic record. Absolutely love it. But with that being said, I gotta go do a few things. I'm started the summer work. You can see I'm not really showering, not looking great here, but it's been busy, but I'm gonna try to keep posting. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video.